for Tuesday, May 12th, 2020 at 18:10, 6:10.
I'll do roll call if you're ready.
Yes.
Commissioner St. Martin? Commissioner St. Martin, can you hear us?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Commissioner Colindres?
Here.
Vice Chairman Stevens?
Here on the phone.
And Chairman Tinker.
Here. Okay, we're going to proceed to the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will do it tonight. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Now we'll ask for approval or adjustments to the agenda,
None that I have.
and we have none. And,
None for me.
okay. Then do we have any conflict of interest disclosures? Hearing none, we'll assume that there are no conflicts of interest. Okay. Due to the circumstances, we are encouraging members of the public to maintain participation in our meetings by submitting any public comments via email. The email address on the screen will go directly to the Deputy City Clerk. Are there any requests to speak?
I have no requests for this portion of the agenda.
Okay, we have no requests. Okay, we're going to go to action items, public hearings and requests. How about the approval of the minutes from March 10th, 2020?
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner St. Martin and a second by Stevens.
Yes. Okay, I'll do roll call for the vote. Commissioner St. Martin?
Here. Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Colindres?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Stevens?
Yes.
Chairman Tinker?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 2. We're going to conduct a public hearing and consider a request for a one-year extension of time for tentative track map 29267. Are there any requests from the public to speak?
On item 2, give me just 1 minute.
The city clerk is checking for comments here.
Yes, sir. Give me just a second. Just
No
getting my
problem.
email up. If you'd like, you can do the staff report while I pull this up.
Okay, at this time, then we'll ask for a staff report. Christina, do we have a staff report on this item?
Yes, Chairman Tinker. Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Christina Taylor, Community Development Director. Before you tonight is a request to consider a one-year extension of time for tentative track map 29267. This is an item that was continued from the Planning Commission meeting on March 10th, 2020, and subsequently continued from the April 14th, 2020 meeting, which was canceled. This tentative map is known as the Noble Creek Specific Plan, and it has been approved for 648 homes with lots ranging in size from 6,000 square feet up to about 15,000 square feet. It will also include 4 neighborhood parks. The property is generally located on the north side of Oak Valley Parkway and extends up to the south side of Brookside Avenue. It is west of Beaumont Avenue and it's adjacent to the Noble Creek Park area. The property to the north is zoned public facilities. It's occupied by Beaumont High School. The property to the south is zoned residential single family and also specific plan area, which would be Kirkwood Ranch. To the west, the properties are zoned recreation and conservation. That's the Noble Creek Park area. And we also have a specific plan area to the west, which would be the Oak Valley Green. Properties to the east are zoned residential, both single family and multifamily. I have included a location map in the staff report for your reference. This map was originally approved by City Council on December 16, 1999. There's a whole series of actions that happened with this map, and then it was again approved by Council May 25th, 2009. There were a series of bills by the State of California legislature that extended the map for 7 years. And then Council additionally approved 4 one-year extensions, which resulted in the expiration date of May 25th, 2020. So this is the current extension that the map is on right now. The Subdivision Map Act does allow for the applicant to apply for a maximum of 6 one-year extensions. The applicant is currently requesting their 6th and final one-year extension. If Planning Commission approves the request for extension tonight, the map will expire on May 25th, 2021, and there will be no additional extensions remaining. The applicants have been working diligently. There are extensive environmental issues that had to be dealt with out on that site. Like I said, the applicant did work with environmental and wildlife agencies, and I think we're about to a place where they can final everything. There have been no unusual or changed circumstances out on the site which affect the map or that would affect the consideration of this extension of time. So with that, staff is recommending that the commission conduct a public hearing and approve the final one-year extension for tentative map 29267. I'm available if you have any questions.
Okay, what I'm going to do is go down and roll call. Commissioners, if you have anything, starting with Paul St. Martin.
No comments.
Vice Chairman Stevens.
I guess question for staff. Where was the number of homes that it was? How many homes on here?
648 homes. Lot
Okay.
sizes ranging from 6,000 square feet up to 15,000 square feet.
And so all these, obviously the build out is determined by, many, several different factors, I would imagine. So there is no really, if they would just start grading and, within the year, within the expiration and start building, what's the typical build out for this many homes?
The time frame, like how long it would take to build?
Yeah.
So it really depends on how quickly they move and whether or not they're doing it themselves or if they have the intent to sell to a merchant builder. I'm not sure what they're going to do yet with this. That has really been something that's come up in our conversations. The extent of what we've been dealing with is just making sure the environmental issues are satisfied so that they are, if those are satisfied, then they are ready to build up to the maximum of that 648 homes. So, we can process them as quickly as, they can get them in. We would love to see this project after so many years, come to fruition. However, the timeline really is more determined on how quickly the applicant decides that they want to pull permits and get their grading done and do construction.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Colindres?
No comment at this time.
Okay, and Commissioner Smith.
Yeah, a couple of questions. There's no DA on this property, is there?
No, I don't believe so.
So what are the triggers? Could this map be phased? And does recordation of one final map extend the conditions indefinitely?
Yes, so it could be phased if they want to, just like any other development that you would see, say, with Pardee or with, out in Fairway Canyon, where if they wanted to propose, developing certain sections at a time. There are conditions of approval, which I included in the staff report for you. There would be some things in there that will have to be satisfied, obviously, and then standard requirements. So all the lots are going to have access. Infrastructure is going to have to be in. They're going to have to be connected. If that means that a lift station has to be built or, any of the other infrastructure, then that will have to be done in order to serve whatever number of houses would be in. So I think we would require that the infrastructure be front loaded to the greatest extent possible so that the properties that would be phased in first would have full service.
Okay, so if a map was recorded on the first 100 homes this year, say 10 years from now, they could record a map under these conditions of approval for the last 100 homes.
Sure. Well, this is their last extension though, so they've got to final the map and get it recorded.
Okay, so that was my question. So they do, in order for the condition to remain valid, they would need to record the entire map for all 648 homes.
Yes.
And then what are the trigger points on that? If they submit is it just they have to submit a final map for review prior to expiration, or is it a grading plan for review? Where at what point would they be? Because to get a final map recorded in a year would be difficult. So if they're in within a year, that'll extend until the map records within reason.
I guess that would be a question for Public Works. Carol, do you have something on this?
If it's filed before it's extended and it's being processed in a timely manner, that it can move forward. But there has to be good faith on both the applicant and the city. Also, I'm trying to look through the subdivision map act book right now. I think if they do phase, they do have to record additional phases in a certain time period in order to keep the map alive, because I know there are other instances where other phases of maps in other jurisdictions I've worked at have expired. So we've got, partially recorded, and then, a new map number comes in to record the remaining. So there is a time frame. I'm trying to look that up right now.
This is Nicole. Can I do
That's been my experience with other agencies as well, is that, a map in being processed in good faith, kind of extends the deadline. So they submit next April and continue moving forward with it, they'd be okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Commissioner.
Oh, and then, the second point there is that, at some point they would have to come back at the recorded phases that would be subject to updating conditions of approval for at least for current standards.
This is Nicole. Can I interject really quick?
I believe they do have some of their improvement plans in for plan check. So I know that they are working with the Public Works Department on that as well.
Okay.
Okay, before we go any further, I believe Nicole has a question or comment.
There's a quick interjection, a comment from the applicant stating that the number of homes is not 640, it's 274.
Okay, did all of you hear that change? So 274 from the applicant instead of 648? Okay. If there's no other questions for staff, then I'm going to open a public hearing. Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing on tentative track map 29267 for a 1-year extension at 6:21 p.m.
Okay, and I do have a comment from the applicant. Stated that we are in agreement with the conditions as outlined and appreciate the support of staff, from Jack Vanderwood. No other comments.
Okay, the one comment was the builder was in concurrence with the city staff's recommendation and appreciated the support from the staff. At 6:21, I'm going to close the public hearing. And at this time, I want to ask for a motion, and and we'll just go down the line. If you want to make it, fine. If you don't, that's fine. We'll start with Vice Chairman Stevens.
Move to approve 1-year extension on tentative track map 29267.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Stevens. I need a second. I'm going to ask Commissioner Collindress.
I second.
Okay, then we got a second there. So you have a first and a second.
Commissioner St. Martin?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Colindres?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Stevens?
Yes.
Chairman Tinker?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to move on to item number 3, which is to conduct a public hearing and consider request for a 1-year extension of time for tentative track map 33680. And at this time, do we have any comments from the public?
Yes.
Okay, we have public comment.
If you want to open it up, please, the public hearing.
Well, I was going to have staff report first.
Oh, yeah, go ahead then. You can do staff report first.
Okay, I'm going to ask the staff for their report on this, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Christina Taylor, Community Development Director. Tonight before you is consideration of a request for a 1-year extension of time for tentative track map 33680. This tentative map was originally approved by City Council on May 2nd, 2006 for a 2-year period. The proposal provides for the division of 6.33 acres into 24 residential lots, ranging in size from 7,000 square feet to 10,806 square feet. This property is an infill property located at the terminus of Olive Avenue, west of Elm Avenue and South Atlanta Way in the residential single-family zone. Properties to the north, south, and east are all zoned residential single-family. And the property to the west is zoned specific plan area, and that is 3 Reams Ranch. After this initial approval, City Council approved an additional 1-year extension on the map. And then the California legislature passed the bills that extended this map for 7 additional years. City Council has then approved 4 additional 1-year extensions, resulting in the expiration date of May 2nd, 2020. And I'd just like to note that the applicant did have his request for extension in meeting the requirements, but we did not have an April meeting, and so we have it on here. So he did meet the requirements to keep his map alive and get to commission for this extension. The Subdivision Map Act does allow this subdivider to apply for a maximum of 6 additional 1-year extensions. This applicant is also currently requesting their 6th 1-year extension. If commission approves the request this evening, the map will expire May 2nd, 2021, and there are no additional extensions available. The applicant did submit their extension request as required, and there are no unusual or changed circumstances that would affect this map or the consideration of a time extension. At this time, staff is recommending the commission hold a public hearing and approve the final 1-year extension for tentative track map 33680. I'm available if you have any questions.
Okay, I'm going to start down, commissioners. I'm going to start with Commissioner St. Martin. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. What is taking so long for them to move on this project? It sounds like they've had, what, 9 years?
It's been a very long time. And I don't know, Commissioner, we don't often get into, why or why not someone is moving on the land. I know there's partnership involved in this, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But that's all I know.
Yeah, it seems like they've had ample time to make a move on this property.
The applicant's available.
I don't know. Go ahead and move on, Commissioner Tinker.
Okay, then I'm going to move to Commissioner Smith.
My questions would have been similar as on the last case, as far as with city policy, as far as map extensions and recreation and so forth. I don't have any additional questions at this time.
Yeah, in my 2 years here, we typically accept the extension requests and bring them forth to Planning Commission as allowed by the Subdivision Map Act. I think that a lot of these have gone on longer because of the extensions that occurred in the state legislature when the economy turned back in 2008, 2009. So I think that's why some of these maps have been lingering a lot longer than they would have normally lingered. But like I said, in my couple years here, there hasn't been anything come out of Public Works or out of planning that has caused us to flinch or not desire to extend these maps.
Okay, Commissioner Colindres
No comments.
and Commissioner Vice Chairman Stevens.
So I just find it, maybe someone can, help me out here. You look at Google Maps and a bird's eye view of this, and this piece of property just sticks out when everything else around it's fully developed. Yet, here we are, approving this, for another year. It just seems odd. Like, how does this fall through not necessarily fall through the cracks, but how does this not get developed when everything else around it is completely developed with a school, fields, playing fields and that sort of thing around it? And what happened?
Yeah, I don't have the history, the complete history on the property at all, so I would not be able to answer that.
Okay.
Okay, before we go to a public hearing, our city clerk has a comment.
Oh, the comment was the public hearing, sorry. I have a comment on behalf of public hearing.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:29 PM on a request for a one-year extension of time for tentative tract map 33680. Any comments?
Yes, sir, I do have a written comment submitted by the applicant, Mr. Russo. He states, Honorable Chairman and Planning Commissioners, my name is John Russo and I am the developer of this project in question. I would like to thank all of you for your consideration of the one-year map extension. Sincerely, John A. Russo.
Okay, that's the only comment we have.
Yes, sir. I'm checking to see if he did submit another comment. To answer the commissioner's question, we fought the economy, and then when we were getting ready to build, one of the partners passed away, and we had to go through a long probate court.
Okay, Commissioner Stevens, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that's, some enlightenment there. Absolutely.
I know, Commissioner St. Martin, you had kind of the same concerns about the length of time on the project.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. Well, at 6:30, I'm going to close the public hearing. And I'm going to ask for a motion, and I'm going to start down the line with Vice Chairman Stevens. Now, when I call you, doesn't mean you have to make the motion. It's just, I've got to follow something in order here. So if you don't want to do it, that's okay. So I'm going to go to Vice Chairman Stevens first.
No further comments.
Okay. Commissioner Collindress?
I motion to, for a 1-year extension of the time for the tentative track 33680.
Commissioner Smith?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to request the extension for tentative trap 33680.
Commissioner St. Martin?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Colindres?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Stevens?
Yes.
Chairman Tinker?
Yes. Okay, we're going to item number 4. Consider Plan 2020-0454 for an amendment to the San Gorgonio Village Sign Program located at 1535 East 2nd Street. Is there any, look for the staff report?
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Carol Kendrick, Senior Planner, presenting this amendment to the San Gorgonio Village Sign Program, specifically located at 1535 East 2nd Street. Just to give you a little background on the sign program, it was originally approved with the specific plan, the San Gorgonio Village specific plan that was reviewed by the Planning Commission on March 13th, 2007, and subsequently approved by the City Council on March 20th, 2007. The sign program was an appendix to the specific plan. It was previously amended. The sign criteria for the center and is provided as attachment C to the staff report. It was also amended in 2019, which that amendment is included as attachment B to the staff report. The project applicant is requesting an amendment to the approved sign program to accommodate one monument sign for in and out, as shown in attachment A. You've probably been by the site, and it's currently being constructed. They have secured several tenants, including Grocery Outlet and Planet Fitness, In and Out, Raising Cane's, Jersey Mike's, and several inline tenants. And the shopping center does include several parcels. Some are under separate ownership, some are under the master developer's ownership. And this section of the specific plan is located on the southeast corner of Commerce Way and 2nd Street. The current sign program limits the number of monument signs, and the applicant is just requesting to add one additional sign located along 2nd Street to the east of the shopping center's central driveway. The code does allow the Planning Commission to approve sign programs to allow variances from our standard sign code. As I mentioned, the property is in a specific plan zone and has a community commercial general plan designation. The in and out pad is pad 2 of the San Gorgonio Village specific plan. This portion of the specific plan currently provides 3 monument signs along the 2nd Street frontage and 1 monument sign along the 1st Street frontage. The proposal is to modify the monument signage to add an additional sign on 2nd Street. The currently approved monument signs are multi-tenant that are 9 feet in height and 10 feet in width with 8 tenant panels. The applicant is proposing a single tenant sign that's 84.7 square feet with 8-foot height and 11 foot and 1 inch width. It is the trademark in and out arrow, yellow arrow with the red background. It will be internally illuminated with their trademark logo. And as I mentioned before, it is located along 2nd Street frontage to the east of the shopping center's central drive. It is placed within the landscape area and outside of the right-of-way and north of the drive-through lane. Staff has reviewed the amended sign program in relation to the size of the project, buildings, and circulation, and has determined that the revisions are in scale with the project as discussed within the staff report. So at this time, staff would like to recommend that the Planning Commission conduct a public hearing and then approve Plan 2020-0454 to amend the San Gorgonio Village specific plan as presented. This concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, commissioners, I'm going to start with Commissioner St. Martin. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Vice Chairman Stevens,
No questions at this time.
Commissioner Colendress,
No questions.
Commissioner Smith,
No questions.
I do have a comment from the applicant.
okay, I'm going to open a public hearing on this. I'm going to open a public hearing at 6:37 p.m. to address the sign amendment for San Gorgonio Village. Do you have any comments?
I have a written comment from Michelle Bennett, who is the development manager, and states the site is currently under construction and has no comments unless any questions arise for the monument sign project. And she sent a phone number.
Okay, well, all commissioners had no questions. We have a contact point if we need it, commissioners, for the developer for the sign. I'm just going to let you, if you want to think you want to call them on the phone, and we can do that. Otherwise, I'm
No need to.
Pardon?
There's no, I don't have a need for that.
Okay, then I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:38 p.m. And it's time I'm going to entertain for a motion, and I'm going to start with Commissioner Stevens.
I'll move to approve and go back to the item here. The amendment to the San Gorgonio Village Sign Program, Plan 2020-0454.
Okay, Commissioner Smith?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the amendment for sign plan on 1535 East 2nd Street.
Commissioner St. Martin?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Colindres?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Stevens?
Yes.
Chairman Tinker?
Yes. Okay, we're going to go to Community Development Director for any comments that Christina may have. It's all yours, Christina.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for being so adaptable and flexible during this time. This is new for all of us to have a remote audio meeting. And I know it took some work on all of our parts, including the IT department and Nicole and everybody. So thank you guys for working together and participating and making this happen. I appreciate it very much, as do our applicants. I anticipate we will have a planning commission meeting in June. I cannot tell you yet whether or not it will be like this one or if it will be back in person. So as soon as we know more, either Nicole or myself will reach out to you guys and let you know. Since we have been working remotely, we have continued to be extremely busy. Both Carol and I, we continue to receive new project applications weekly, actually. So I anticipate through the end of the year that we will continue to see projects for approval at Planning Commission, which is very exciting. We'll also have some ordinance amendments coming up, and probably a few other things that we'll throw in as you get towards later summer. So anyway, that's really all I have. I did send an email to all of your city emails with updated contact information for both Carol and I. Since we're not in the office at this time, I provided some alternative means for you guys to reach us by telephone. So feel free anytime to reach out and give us a call if you have any questions, comments, or anything along those lines. And that's it for tonight.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
The next regular meeting of the Beaumont Planning Commission is scheduled for Tuesday, June 9th, 2020 at 6 p.m. or thereafter as noted and posted agenda on City Hall. If there's no other comments, conditions, or concerns, I'm going to close this meeting at 6:41 p.m. and thank all of you for calling in.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.